Let me ask you something. I don't know if it's age, now that I hit 40, but it's like every time I eat a salad, doesn't matter where I eat it from. If it's like fresh from home, at a restaurant, it's in and out.
I had that issue with Olive Garden salad.
When you're here, you're diarrhea.
This case should never have come to trial.
I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery, of a sham, of a mockery, of a travesty, of two mockeries, of a sham.
If we are to have faith in justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
And the truth shall set you free!
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
I think the truth will come forth.
You can't handle the truth!
Hello, everyone. This is Travis Holtry of Foreman Watson Holtry, and it is time for More Law Lite, brought to you, as always, by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Today, we are situated in the high-rise, two-story, white brick edifice at 530 Frederica Street in the upstairs conference room library studio, and I have my faithful cohort, PJ Starks, with me.
None other.
Today, we are going to do what would be the equivalent of the State of the Union address. This is going to be the State of the law firm address. So, if you don't want to know what's going on at Foreman Watson Holtry, this is your week off.
Okay. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure what that means.
What?
What you just said.
You don't know what the State of the Union address is?
Oh, I think it took me a second.
What is it?
What's the State of the Union? It's where the president gets up and talks about the state of the country,
Okay.
where we're headed, where we've come from,
Yes.
and whatnot.
Right. And when you listen to the president, you wonder if you're even getting 1% of what's really going on in the country.
I would assume probably not.
Because the State of the Union address lasts about 30 to 45 minutes, and there's no way one can address all of the issues.
Oh, yeah. It's a Cliff Notes.
It's a little easier to summarize the state of the law firm in a podcast. We have not done this in a while. There is a lot going on.
Yeah.
A whole lot going on. And it is time for the public to know and our listeners to know a little behind the scenes on the way things go around here.
All right, let's do it.
First of all, we have officially opened a new office in Henderson, Kentucky, a full-service office that almost all of our attorneys will work out of.
Right. We don't pump gas there, though.
No, it's not a full-service filling station. It's a full-service law firm. Thank you.
Sometimes you got to clarify.
The office manager there is Robin Pugh, and it's at it's Suite 207 of the City Center building, and it is a neat office in a neat location, downtown Henderson.
That's right.
We have quickly become radio sponsors for the football team there and doing some other sponsorships of area sports. We are looking for opportunities to join up with nonprofits in the area so that we're not just about practicing law in the community, but we are about giving back in the community.
Absolutely.
That is our mission statement as we open every office in every small community, is that we are there to help, not just give people quality legal representation, but to also be a participant of things that are making the community better.
Yep.
So we will practice primarily personal injury work, family law, estate and probate work, and, of course, always real estate law, business litigation. We currently have about 14 open files that are being handled out of the Henderson office.
Oh, wow. So no criminal law there?
Oh, yeah, we'll do criminal law, too.
Oh, okay.
Did you already post the thing?
Yeah.
It doesn't say criminal law.
It doesn't. I can go in and edit it.
Change that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we
I'm glad I asked.
As the state, the second you said that, I was like, we didn't put criminal there. We are excited about being in Henderson.
And we have a cool video that has been uploaded.
Right. Today on social
Facebook.
media, we did a blast. Is it just on Facebook right now?
Right now, yes.
Okay. It will be hopefully on Instagram or Twitter, and let everybody see some real cool aerial footage and some photo, still shots of the office there. What's next? Okay, so I got to be extraordinarily careful about this next topic to make our law firm better and safer as far as electronic files and electronic data management.
Right.
We have decided to get all new servers to give us a lot more ability for backup, also to be able to fight against a lot of the malicious intent of people who like to steal your information.
Yeah.
This process, however, little did I know, the way we had to go about it was, wow, it has basically paralyzed us for almost the better part of a week now. Mm-hmm. I want to first say that every single person on our staff has been, patient as we've gone through this. It is definitely a growing pain, so to speak.
Yeah.
Nothing right now computer-wise makes sense, and it's way outside the way we've always done things. So as we are, I guess we have not weathered the storm. We are weathering the storm, but we would like to say thank you to Fairview IT management. They've done an incredible job. That's Jimmy Wellman and his team. And they've been working around the clock for us in this time that has, some of it was because some things happened, but all in all, it's we had to get 9 new servers, and that process meant we had to pull from backups.
Well, I actually learned something through this process. I mean, for one, I wasn't able to edit for like the first few hours on Monday, and then the software started working. So that was one of the first things. So I'm lucky in the sense that with the servers down, a lot of the paralegals and stuff were paralyzed. But like with me, I was able to start doing editing and things like that because a lot of the video and stuff that I have is on an off. It's on my computer basically on a drive.
Right.
The one thing I did not realize though, I'll get footage from ArtGrid, which is stock footage. Mm-hmm. And it's like these HD files. So when I download them, they go into my download folder. Well, what I didn't realize was that the download folder was on my C drive, which is directly connected to the server. So every time the system was backing up, everything I hadn't deleted or organized yet, it all gets backed up. Jimmy called me down to his little office he had made
the
down
makeshift
there.
office.
Yeah, and he was like, "Dude, we got to talk." What did I do? And he was like, man, this process is going slower than what it should because there's a ton of video footage on here. And I was like, what are you talking about? Why would there be any video footage? And he's like, look, .mov, it's all these MOV files. And I'm trying to like figure out why there'd be files. And then he starts explaining it to me that just recently I had probably a month's worth of stock footage in my download. So the system was backing all that up. And when I came in that morning and the system had been compiling, it's the same thing with the desktop. He said anything you put on your desktop also gets backed up. So I had 4 years worth of JPEGs and video files, and anytime you guys come in and say, hey, will you burn this disk for me or do this or take this off, and I would always put it on my desktop to keep myself organized and go, okay, this is what I need to work. And then I may not take it off right away. All that was getting backed up. So I had 4 years worth of stuff on my desktop that I had to go through and like delete that I didn't realize was going to get backed up. And yeah, so he wasn't real happy with me.
You were on his list.
Poop list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he did. He was like, man, this system's going a lot slower than it should because there's a lot of footage. So as it was updating in real time, I was in my office going, delete, 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 delete.
I messed with Jimmy yesterday because he's been so stressed out, and I went in there and said, yeah, the shift key on my keyboard is sticking. He told me where to go. So that's what we have gone through starting this past weekend all the way through till today, Thursday, and it is will not be completed tomorrow or this weekend. Anyway, we have made our way through it, and the other side of this will be much better for it. You know, the Kentucky Bar Association requires that law firms advise their clients that, number one, they keep all of their information in electronic format. They are required to tell the clients what they do to try to keep it safe, and they are required to tell the clients that no matter what we do, there's always a risk for a data breach. Therefore, you have to get their permission to keep electronic information. We get every one of our clients, well, I say every one, I'd say 90% of our clients have signed what we call the cybersecurity agreement and acknowledgement. Because of that requirement, it made us look to see, well, what can we do better to safeguard information? And this taught us we had a lot of areas that we needed to increase our capacity.
But we're better for it.
We're better for it. We have recently hired 2 new people that I want to officially on the podcast introduce. A full-time paralegal in the Bowling Green office. Her name is Heather Sharp.
Yep.
Heather is a sharp individual, doesn't just have the name. I just got off the phone with Heather and told her that one of the things that we do when we hire new people, we break our servers to see if they can tough it out
to see how they can navigate.
Yeah, and see if they make it through that, then they're going to make it through anything.
Oh, yeah.
And so she laughed. But Heather will primarily be working with any of our attorneys that work out of the Bowling Green office. She's particularly assigned to a majority of Holly Lindsay's personal injury practice. So we're really fortunate to have Heather. She started 2 weeks ago. Still doing a lot of training, a new member of our team, and we're looking forward to her being a long-term part of what we're doing in the Bowling Green area.
I met her last week. She's super nice.
Yeah. Did you do a post about her on Facebook?
I have not. She sent me a photo, so I'm having to see if it'll work first.
By the way, while you were talking about your backup and Jimmy being mad at you, I went on and edited the post for the Henderson office to include criminal law.
Cool.
All right, continuing with our state of the firm address, Heather Sharp, we move to another new member of the law firm, Kelsey Jones. She is in the Madisonville office. She is the primary legal assistant for Davin Shaw, who is the lawyer that mans the Madisonville office. Kelsey is from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And you did get a picture of her. Have you posted about her?
No, she's also on my list of to-do.
PJ, in the State of the Union address here, we have identified the fact that PJ has a lot to do. Kelsey Jones is also another person that has a great deal of experience working in law firms, and she comes to us ready to be a part of something new. Something that was impressive during her interview process was that she said she wanted to be a part of a law firm where she knows that our cases are making a difference in people's lives, and that we're making some changes in areas that will go past just that case. So her interview ended up being really long because I was picking her brain about that perspective, But I knew she was a fit, because that's the way we think around here. We welcome Kelsey to the firm, and I guess that'll be official once somebody gets it up on Facebook.
Well, I can get one up tomorrow, or I can do both tomorrow.
Okay. Well, that's good.
What would you prefer?
I'd like to see them both on there.
Both tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going into the weekend, Continuing with the state of the law firm address, I'm going to talk about some future changes that we're going to make. We are extraordinarily busy in the Owensboro office right now. Our caseload has exponentially jumped over the last 2 or 3 months. It's great. I don't complain. It's putting the people we have to the test, and they're basically filled to the brim. I had entertained the idea of possibly bringing Katie Davis along to be a paralegal and then hiring a new medical person. But Katie is so good at what she does with medical that I kind of came back from that and have decided I'm just going to put out some feelers to hire a new paralegal in the Owensboro office. Today, that job notice went out on Indeed and a couple other of places where we post them. It's for a full-time legal assistant here in the Owensboro office. Within the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be announcing that there is a new member of our staff here.
Cool.
When that person comes on, whether it's he or she comes on board as the next team member here in Owensboro, we will probably move Amy into the foxhole behind my office. We will put John in Chris's office, and then the new paralegal will sit where Amy's currently sitting.
Right.
We have, of course, Kelly her due date is now only 8 weeks away. We want to get a person in here and get them trained to be able to, I see Tyler walking by. Is he making faces?
He is. Yeah. He's eating something.
Walking backwards.
I think there's some Chick-fil-A. No, maybe not. That's a Coke.
So anyway,
diet. He's eating. A Nutter Butter.
So anyhow, where was I? With Kelly being gone, this was also kind of a necessity. Kathy works part-time. Kelly works kind of part-time, a little more than part-time.
How long will she be gone on maternity leave?
6 to 8 weeks probably.
Okay.
And then it's, and we want to give her the opportunity to see what it's like. She'll have 2 very young kids because close together here, and
Right.
so that's a difficult thing to juggle at first. So we don't want her. We want her to kind of come back. Leave options open for her. So
So in 8 weeks, the listeners can expect a podcast episode from the hospital during the birth. Our commentary.
You get an authorization for that, buddy.
Our commentary while the baby is being born.
That would be a unique. That would be.
Admit it. That would be kind of a cool episode. I mean, we can
play by play.
Right.
You have a color coordinator.
We could stay up by the head though. That way we don't see anything.
I think Brandon would require that.
Probably, yeah.
Anyhow, we'll be making that move here. I think once we make that hire, we'll probably be okay for a while. But we can say that whether it is the way we've kind of changed with a lot of our digital marketing, where a lot of the way we've gone about being involved with nonprofits through our video. I don't know what the exact formula is that has caused this incredible uptake and intake of cases. I can say this, that in all of our offices, we're coming into the 3rd week of September. In the first week of September, we opened 19 new files, all different types. And the 2nd week of September, we opened 22
new
files. This time last year, we were opening around 11 or 12 a week. So that's almost doubled. When you double your case intake and you don't increase staff, it can be a bad formula. We're going to make the investment in our people. We're going to give it a go.
Cool.
So that's sort of what's going on with the law firm. And, we're always looking for ways to be involved and looking for ways to help. But our first and foremost priority is to do a good job for our clients. I do want to make an announcement that if any of our listeners have not asked us for their T-shirts, we've had a couple. I've had a couple people that listen on the podcast reached out to me. My cousins obviously have said they wanted their shirts. If you want a shirt, let us know how to get it for you, or we can put it downstairs, or we can send it to you. Just tell us what size and where to get it, and we'll take care of the postage or whatever. PJ was instrumental in the design of those T-shirts, and they have gotten a lot of great feedback from those. The only person I've heard that's kind of negative on them is Kathy, but
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Kathy.
I was surprised. I didn't think Amy was going to like it, but
She loves them.
Yeah. Because I talked to her about that, and she goes, "Oh no, I think it's great."
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of people wearing them around here, and I know they take them to their families. That means they're getting worn at school. Did you take your boys any yet?
Every time I think I need to go grab one, I get sidetracked.
Yeah, well, make sure you do.
After this, before I even break down, I'm just going to go grab some.
Go grab some shirts.
Because I know Leslie's going to want one.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's what they're for. Probably in October or November, we'll get some long sleeve ones designed to wear through the winter. And so we'll be.
Santa loves our lawyers.
We got to go a little different. Ho ho ho. That's what's on. We use that on my home. But of course we've put it on the radio. Foreman Watson and ho 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 tree. So
speaking of ho ho ho, did you hear from Daryl Isaacs? Since our last podcast,
I haven't listened, and Daryl hasn't reached
fight?
out. No fight. We haven't done a street brawl showdown in a while.
Oh, we definitely need to do another one of those.
We do need one, because we've got some new people around and some new peeps. Maybe that's an idea for next week, since it's a trial preparation next week. We're in trial prep all next week, and then the following week, Davin and I go to Hancock County for a jury trial that'll last all week. So since those are easy, we can kind of come in and with a bracket and do some street brawl.
Yeah.
Who won last year? Tyler? Was he the winner? Yeah. You know what's coming up, and it's going to be right around the corner.
I know.
Now, we got to calculate the days right this time to where we're not done 2 weeks before Christmas. I'm telling you, before you know it, PJ,
it's going to be
It's going to be the Christmas movie bracket.
Yeah, you know what else is going to be here before we know it? The March Madness.
What did we do on March Madness?
You made me do a bracket.
That's right. I forgot. Well, we're going to do that. But I'm excited. Okay, so you're going to have to remind me. The very first year, Christmas Vacation went to the Christmas Movie Hall of Fame. And last year, what went to the Christmas Movie Hall of Fame?
I'm brain farting. I want to say A Christmas Story.
Was it A Christmas
But
Story?
I don't think it was A Christmas Story. I'm going to have to...
You have to go back and listen?
I'm going to have to go back and listen to it, yeah.
But we have to know that because it does not get to be put into the bracket because we have to...
Oh, well, I mean, it's going to be easy to find out.
Right.
Because it's still out there.
And for those that don't know, what we do is we do... And are we going to do 32 so that is we going to start with 32 movies this year, or are we going to double it to 64? And it is going to get harder each year because one every year goes to the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. This will be our third annual Christmas movie bracket.
Yeah.
And
it's hard
It's
to
very
believe.
important to remind everybody, though, that because they're going to say, well, where's Christmas Vacation? And was it Rudolph that won?
I don't think it
Rudolph
was.
made it far.
Rudolph made it far, but I think it ended up getting cut.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Actually, didn't we nix Rudolph because you were upset that like Jingle All the Way wasn't in there and we swapped it out with Jingle All the Way?
I don't know. You'll have to go back. That's all you have to do between this week and next week, besides editing the podcast. You've got to go and find out who the winner is.
Oh, I will. Have you gone? Do you ever go back occasionally and listen to old podcasts?
Yeah.
I listen to podcasts that we've done every now and then. I don't remember half of them. I'm like, when did we have that conversation? I really don't remember.
Shows you how meaningful what we talk about really is.
Right. in 6 months, I won't even remember that we talked about not remembering.
So I'm excited about that, and we've got to be coming up. Didn't we start the podcast in October?
Yeah.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah, so next month.
In October, we'll have finished our third year.
And going into the
fourth year. It'll be the third year anniversary.
That's crazy.
Yes, it is. It is. Because we had a few bonus podcasts, remember, like extras?
Mm-hmm.
So, but that means we will have done 52 plus 156 podcasts. But that's because we did a couple of bonus ones.
And then
I'm telling
we've done some bonus ones, and we lost one because there was some concern about content.
Okay, well, 3 years of podcasting, my man.
It's a lot of talking.
When you think back on we've had all kinds of people on here. We've, done them remotely. We've done whatever it takes.
Dee's Diner, which we got to go back there at some point.
Yeah, they're missing us.
Let me ask you something. I don't know if it's age, now that I hit 40, but it's like every time I eat a salad, doesn't matter where I eat it from. If it's like fresh from home, at a restaurant, it goes right through me. Do you think I have something going on maybe?
No. Can you eat them at home?
No. It's like it doesn't matter now. It's like no matter where I eat a salad, it's in and out. I love salads. I've never had issues before with it, but like I would say the last like 5 months or something, it's like all of a sudden slowly.
I had that issue with Olive Garden salad.
Oh, really?
And I think it was something that they washed their lettuce with, like some type of a chemical that they washed because it was always.
When you're here, you're diarrhea.
I don't know what to tell you other than the fact that don't eat salad.
I want to eat salad to try to eat healthier. I don't want the aftermath, so then I just eat a cheeseburger and I'm fine. But health-wise, I'm not.
Well, you let us know what you come up with on that. I hope people have enjoyed the state of the law firm address and gotten caught up on all things Foreman, Watson, Holtry. And next week, we promise not to talk solely about the law firm, but this was a marketing day. People need to know what's going on around the FW. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So, thank you to all of our listeners. This has been Law Lite, brought to you by Foreman, Watson, Holtry, FWHlegal.com, Travis Holtry, PJ Starks. And until next time, thank you and God bless.
This case should never have come to trial.
I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery of a sham, of a mockery of a travesty of two mockeries of a sham.
If we are to have faith in justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
And the truth shall set you free!
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
I think the truth will come forth.
You can't handle the truth!